Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway here for the seventh race of the season, the Samsung Radioshack 500. We are here. It's going to be a 67-lap race today here at Texas, and it's Jeff Gordon on the pole, the first pole of the season for Hendrick Motorsports. Alongside him is Ryan Newman. Behind them, you have Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle in row number 3. We'll try to get a good camera angle of this. That is row 2, sorry, not row 3. Row 3, Jeff Green and Ward Burton. Row 4, Jimmy Johnson and Jamie McMurray. Row 5, Brian Vickers and the 31 of Matt Crafton. Row 6, Casey Kane and Jeff Burton. Row 7, Mark Martin and Brendan Gaughan. Row 8, JJ Yaley, Terry Labonte. Row 9, Matt Kenseth and Elliott Sadler. And row 10, Michael Waltrip and Shauna Robinson making her debut for Competitive Edge Racing. She will be rolling off 20th today here at Texas. Row 11 sits Scott Riggs and now Andy Hillenberg. His team, Hover Racing, the number 80 team, has shut down and sold their equipment over to Dunleavy Racing. So now Andy Hillenberg drives for that team. In row number 12, Dave Blaney and Kyle Petty. Row 13 sits Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd. Row 14, Matt Kobaluk and Ricky Craven. Row 15, Scott Wimmer and Tony Raines. In row 16 is Ken Schrader and Rusty Wallace. Row 17, Kerry Earnhardt making his first start for DEI this season, and Derek Cope. Row 18, Jeremy Mayfield and the 30 of Johnny Sauter. Row 19, Boris Said still filling in for the injured Joe Nemechek. Alongside him is Kevin Harvick. Row 20, the 4 drivers that did not make it in on time. Surprisingly, your points leader, Kurt Busch, and third in points, Dale Jr., both of them did not make it in on time. They start 39th and 40th. Bobby Labonte 41st, and Sterling Marlin 42nd. Getting ready just a minute away from the commands. Jeff Gordon, very excited about his pole-winning run yesterday in qualifying. The 24 team is looking to finally turn Hendrick Motorsports' luck around. With Jimmy Johnson starting 7th, this should be a good day. Texas's own Terry Labonte and Bobby Labonte both will be trying to drive their way through the field and win today in their home track. Terry Labonte, of course, starting in the 16th position. Bobby Labonte starting in the 41st position today. It's sure to be an exciting 67 laps at the Texas Motor Speedway, and with only about 20 seconds left until the commands to fire the engines, we want to thank you guys for taking your time out today during the real NASCAR race to come in and watch this for the 67 laps. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the race. But with Jeff Gordon and Ryan Newman, last week's winner Ryan Newman, on the pole after a crash fest at Bristol, we'll see if these guys will be able to survive at Texas. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
The roar of 42 engines come alive here at Texas, so we'll get ready to go for our first pace lap. Here they go. All 42 cars are going to roll off onto the banking. 67 laps here. It's going to be a long race, but hopefully it will be a strong race to the finish. A lot of these drivers looking for their first win this season. A lot of drivers up front, though. Look at row number 3. The underdogs. Jeff Green for Petty Enterprises starts 5th, and Ward Burton for Haas CNC Racing. He starts 6th. Both of these drivers looking to turn around a bit of a struggling season. Could be great for them. And Matt Crafton, a rookie sensation, filling in for the injured Robbie Gordon. Right now, could be signed on to the 33 ride in Richard Childress Racing for the rest of the season if Robbie Gordon does come back, so that could be interesting to see there. But Jeff Gordon on the pole. Hendrick has not won a race yet this season. Newman, he won last week at Bristol. Tony Stewart, he is your Las Vegas winner. Greg Biffle, winless this season. Many drivers coming into this race looking to get back into the title championship hopes. We'll see who will be able to win today after 67 laps once again here at Texas. It's sure to be action-packed. All 42 cars will be making it around to take the green flag, and it's Jeff Gordon, the 4-time champion at this point. Yes, he was. Jeff Gordon leading us down with Ryan Newman, the driver in just his 3rd career cup season, on the outside, coming down to take the green flag. The starter has it in hand. He's waving it, and we are racing 67 laps. Green flag is out here at Texas. Jeff Gordon gets off to a great start for the 24 team, and now behind him, Tony Stewart's going to move into second. Ryan Newman drops back into the third position, and Greg Biffle clears himself into fourth. Coming off of the corner, 2 and 3 wide a little bit further back. You see 3 wide in the back of the pack. Everyone trying to make moves very quickly, but it is Jeff Gordon now taking the race lead. Side by side for third, Greg Biffle in that number 16, working to the inside of Ryan Newman in the 12. It's going to be Jeff Gordon taking off. We'll get a quick flyby across the line. All 42 cars rushing across. You can see where they are running. Right now it is Derek Cope in the 50 car. Looks like there might be a bit of an issue on the Arnold Motorsports 50 car. He is a bit off the pace back in the 42nd position. Oh, the draft is really picking him up, though. But a lot of cars are going to be fighting from the back. There's Kurt Busch, your points leader, 2-time winner this season. Only driver to win 2 races so far in the first 6. He's going to have to move his way up with Kevin Harvick. You'll also see Bobby Labonte and Sterling Marlin back there as well as Dale Jr. But Jeff Gordon out in front, Stewart clearing to second, Biffle third, Jeff Green fourth, now Jimmy Johnson fifth. Back in sixth, Ryan Newman. It looks like that outside line really slowed him up. Battle for seventh between Ward Burton and Brian Vickers coming off the corner, and you see the field already starting to spread out, and a lot of drivers making moves down the back straightaway. Side by side for fourth between Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Green. That is the battle there with Ryan Newman, Ward Burton, Brian Vickers bringing it up in the back. Newman might be able to carry some momentum, looking for a 3-wide battle here for the fourth position, and give that Ryan Newman down to the inside. Jeff Green on the outside in that 43 Dodge. He's dropping back. But now Newman and Johnson side by side for the fourth position as Biffle, Gordon, and Stewart have all pulled away from the rest of the pack. Brian Vickers, his rookie season so far has been up and down, but this 25 team has fought through it all. Right now, he's up inside the top 10 here at Texas, seated in the 8th position. Mark Martin, first time this season running the inverted number 6 paint scheme, looking to get that luck moved up. His qualifying has been lackluster ever since the 4th race of the season, the top first 3 races. He had an average start of 4.5, and now he's all the way down to about a 10.0 starting average. So this 6 team, now their qualifying starting to break away from them, but the speed is not. Here comes Mark Martin now pushing Brian Vickers. You see the entire field up there, but the top 5 have pulled away. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Greg Biffle, your top 3, with Newman and Johnson pulling away. Now Vickers and Martin trying to push on up there with Jamie McMurray, and the rest of the field behind is a bit more in a pack as they rush off of the corner. Terry Labonte, your Texas native in that number 5, he's now trying to fight his way up inside the top 10. Elliott Sadler in the 38 tucks in behind. There's Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth as well. Matt Crafton in that 31. The 43 of Jeff Green, he's dropped all the way back to the 15th position at this point. You also see J.J. Yaley dropping back, and there is Shauna Robinson making her first start since 2002 in the Cup Series. She drove for BAM Racing back then. Now she's with Competitive Edge Motorsports. The team has struggled a lot this season with Kevin LePage, but Shauna already showing that she is much better than Kevin LePage. She's up here still fighting inside the top 30. Kurt Busch in that 97 starting to tear through the field. We'll go on board with our points leader as you see the amount of cars that are ahead of him. He's going to have to drive pretty fast if he wants to get up there, try to win this race. But a lot of traffic up ahead is going to prove that as an uphill battle. Down the back straightaway, there's Kevin Harvick in the 29. Now he's getting attacked by Matt Kobaluk, the rookie in only his second start. Matt Kobaluk did pretty well at Bristol. However, he wrecked all of Hendrick just about. So Hendrick not too happy with him. There you see Dale Jr. now in that 8 car. He had to use points to get his way into the show. He is now fighting from the back as well with Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch. So a lot of the stronger cars starting in the back. Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace back there as well. Daytona 500 champion Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin. So that's a lot of strong cars in the back. Battle for the race lead, Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon. Gordon was passed for the lead apparently, but now he's fighting right back against Tony. Battle for third between Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle, and Newman's going to make short work of Biffle, maybe. No, Biffle's going to fight back on the outside line. 2 wide coming off of the corner. Jimmy Johnson in that 48 just behind them. You see the top 5 have pulled away. Back in 6th is now Brian Vickers with 7th Jamie McMurray, 8th Mark Martin. Battle for 9th between Terry Labonte, Ward Burton, Elliott Sadler, and Casey Kane. That's this next front pack. We'll go ahead to a bit of a wider angle shot. You can see the field really starting to get spread out now as all these guys are making moves. Greg Biffle now drops back to the 5th position. Johnson works under him. Tony Stewart pulling away. Let's get a flyby off of the corner here so you can see where your favorite driver is in the field and how far back they are from the rest of the teams. Mostly single file in the back, but 2x2 right there. That's a big pack of cars that could be an issue for these drivers. But Tony Stewart out in front. Jeff Gordon, something's going on with that 24 car. It looks like he's lost all the speed. Here comes Ryan Newman for Roger Penske's team. He's moving back up into this battle. Now Jimmy Johnson all over the back of Newman. That's for that third position. And what an improvement by Hendrick Motorsports since the first 6 weeks. 2 of their cars inside the top 5. You also have Brian Vickers and Terry Labonte, all 4 Hendrick cars right now inside that top 10. A great run there. Mark Martin leads in 6th. That's second pack. Let's go ahead through the field real quick and talk about how these drivers' seasons have gone so far. Tony Stewart in this 20 team. The first 2 races, he finished outside of the top 25. A huge crash at Daytona cost him a chance at even running for a good finish at the 500. And then he went to Rockingham, led a lot of the race, but fuel strategy and a flat tire at the end of the race cost him everything. He had to go back down pit road and lost 2 laps to it. He finished 27th at the Rock, but came back the next week at Las Vegas and won that race, looking to go looking to get his second win today. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Nothing's gone right for this team. He was leading up front at the Daytona 500 in the closing laps, but the late caution allowed Ricky Rudd to sneak just past him, and it was Ricky Rudd taking home the Daytona 500 trophy instead of Jeff Gordon. Now Jeff up in second. He has not been able to contend for wins all this season, just like teammate Jimmy Johnson, but as Jimmy Johnson and Gordon are both up front, they know that they have the speed today to win at Texas. Jimmy says he loves the Texas Motor Speedway, and he thinks that he could be able to snag a few wins in his career here at the 1.5 miler. A lot of drivers seem to like this track. Ryan Newman in the 12. In the Altel 12, he sits in the 4th position. And last week's winner at Bristol, he is right now contending to win 2 in a row. The only other, no driver has won 2 in a row this season. Kurt Busch, the only other driver. Caution is out here at Texas. Big crash, and it's Matt Kobaluk in the 09. He gets turned around as the rest of the field is going to come back around. So Matt Kobaluk in the 09 for Phoenix Racing, damaged up there, so that's going to be a hefty bill for Phoenix Racing. Damage to the 09 will take him out of a running for this race. We'll go ahead 16 of 67 through. Let's go ahead and see if the pit cycle will happen right now. Coming on through, Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, your first 4, with Greg Biffle 5th, McMurray 6th, Vickers 7th, Martin 8th, Terry Labonte 9th, and Elliott Sadler 10th. And Tony Stewart will lead the field coming on down. So let's see, what will the strategy be? 2 tires or 4 tires? This race, 67 laps. It's one of the longer ones, the 500 miler events here. Kerry Earnhardt, why are you so far on the apron? Don't know. But Tony Stewart in that number 20 is going to lead the field down. We'll see what the strategies will be for everyone. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon pulling into their pit boxes, and almost some contact between Stewart and Gordon there. So you can go ahead and see everyone going to work. The pit crew's rushing out. 2 tires and 4 tires going on everyone. And it looks like 4 tires for all the leaders. Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon getting the 4 tires on their pit stop. And it will be Stewart leading us out. Tony Stewart leads us out. Jimmy Johnson 2nd. Problems for the 24. Newman 3rd. McMurray 4th. Vickers 5th. Martin 6th. Terry Labonte 7th. Sadler 8th. Gordon back to 9th. And Jeff Burton comes out in the 10th position. Contact between the 43 and the 31 on pit road. That could be big. And that poor pit guy has just been hit by about 10 cars. The rest of the field going to come back off of pit road here as they go. You see Derek Cope, Tony Raines further back in that 50 and that 33. Kyle Petty now at the back, as well as Dave Blaney and Andy Hillenberg. Let's get a replay of what happened to Matt Kobaluk. And it looks like it might have been Derek Cope. So Matt Kobaluk, he's in the 32nd position, trying to race Derek Cope, and they're going to head into the corner. Kobaluk tries to cut the 50 off a little bit, and Cope runs him up into the wall. So Kobaluk, the car that goes around at the back of the field. Let's go ahead and get another angle of that crash. So heading into the corner, we'll slow this down a little bit. Kobaluk, he was coming down to enter the corner. Cope is a bit higher. And it looks like Cope was running a little higher, but he was in the groove, and they just come together, contact with them, and Kobaluk's going to be the one going up into the outside wall. So that's 2 weeks in a row the 09 car will be crashed in the race. Of course, last week at Bristol was him doing most of the crashing. Let's go ahead and get back to the green flag. So, we will be going back racing here. 20 laps of 67 will be ran as soon as we take the green flag, and it is still Tony Stewart out in the race lead. Up in second, Jimmy Johnson for Hendrick. In third, Ryan Newman. And in fourth, Jamie McMurray. Chip Ganassi's only saving grace in that 42 car. Of course, it was Casey Mears injured at Darlington just 2 weeks ago. Scott Pruitt filled in at Bristol, and now David Stremme tried to fill in for the 41, and the 41 of David Stremme did not make the race. Brian Vickers sits 5th, Mark Martin in 6th, Terry Labonte 7th, Elliott Sadler 8th, Jeff Gordon 9th, and Jeff Burton 10th. So 2 teams that are doing very well today. Roush Racing, they have 3 of their 5 cars inside the top 11. And Hendrick has all 4 of their cars inside the top 10. The rest of Roush right now sits Kurt Busch in 16th. Kurt from 39th to 16th is not bad. And Matt Kenseth sitting in the 21st position. We'll take a quick look back through the rest of the field. And you see the last car in the field is Matt Kobaluk. All 42 cars still in this race, which is a good sign. Coming back to take the green flag, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman leading us down. And coming across the line, here we go, taking the green flag, and we're back racing here at Texas. Tony Stewart with a great jump again, but Newman's going to look to the outside of Jimmy Johnson. 3 wide further back, Terry Labonte down to the inside on Mark Martin. Brian Vickers gets shuffled out to the outside, but Terry Labonte making the move. Here comes Jeff Gordon in that 24. He's also trying to get down there to the inside of Elliott Sadler, and you see 2 and 3 wide all throughout this field. Top 4 staying single file. Terry Labonte now fights Mark Martin. That's a side-by-side for the 5th position. Brian Vickers in that 25 starting to lose some ground on the outside line. Top 3 staying single file. Here comes Ryan Newman in that number 12. Newman for Penske. He's been Penske's shining light. Brendan Gaughan is right now seated one of the last drivers in the field out of all the Penske full-time drivers. Brendan Gaughan's the worst out of most every full-time driver in the field is what I'm trying to say. Ryan Newman has gotten a win. Rusty Wallace has been just about mid-pack all season long, but now Newman, he's going to push Jimmy Johnson, that 48 car, looking for the race lead here at Texas, and here he goes. Hendrick Motorsports looking for that first win this season. Tony Stewart going to fight back on the outside and is going to pull away. McMurray, Martin, Terry Labonte now jump right up to the back of them. Terry Labonte going to look to the inside of Mark Martin. That's for that 5th position. You got Jeff Gordon in 7th. And now Brian Vickers, he sits back in 9th. It's fine by him. Jeff Burton, again, he is the driver that everyone is on watch, which might be fired in this 99 car. He's struggled all season long. Right now, still inside the top 10. The last 2 weeks, he's been in the top 10 for the most part. But the 99 car struggling. Mark Martin now to the outside of Jamie McMurray. McMurray was slow off the corner. Martin looking for that 4th position. Now Jimmy Johnson looking back for the race lead. And this time, he's going to get it. The push from Newman pushes Jimmy Johnson into the race lead. Newman drops to 3rd. Stewart sits 2nd. Flyby through the tri-oval. All 42 cars flying around here at Texas. And you see it is Matt Kobaluk in that 09. Bit slower at the back with all that damage. Speaking of the Penske duo with Ryan Newman, there's Rusty Wallace. He's in the 36th position, so a very tough day for the 2-car. And Brendan Gaughan, he sits right now in the 30th position in that Kodak Dodge Charger? I think it was a Charger. There's J.J. Yaley in that 11. He's doing pretty well for his race here for JGR. He is just fighting through about mid-pack, which is fine by his standards. Just a rookie in that Busch car that JGR runs. Junior now to the outside. There's Mayfield in this battle. Sterling Marlin. Marlin Jr., Kurt Busch, and Dale. Yeah. I'm losing it, guys. I'm sorry. The 4 drivers that started at the back of the pack, they're making their way back on up. But now Tony Stewart fighting Newman back for 2nd. Here comes Mark Martin in that number 6. He's looking to the inside for that 3rd position now. Coming off of the corner, down the back, straight away they go. Jeff Gordon is back up into the 5th position. Elliott Sadler sitting there in 8th, but the side-by-side battle is for 3rd. Mark Martin now to the inside, and he will pass Ryan Newman for that spot, so Newman drops to the 4th position. Jeff Gordon back up into 5th. McMurray 6th. Terry Labonte 7th. Sadler 8th. Biffle 9th. Burton 10th. Brian Vickers now starting to drop. It looks like they messed up on that 25 car. He's starting to drop towards the back. There's Matt Kenseth in the 17, Dale Jarrett in the 88, and now it looks like could be a battle for that 4th position. Top 3 starting to pull away, but now Jeff Gordon looking to the inside on Ryan Newman. Nothing there, but he will be able to get into that draft of Ryan Newman. Let's go ahead for a NASCAR on NBC. Crank it up here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And this camera right here on board Shauna Robinson. She had a great start in the 20th position. Now she's back in the 41st position. So it looks like something's gone wrong with that 51 car between the between qualifying and race trim. So it looks like it could be another back marking finish for them. But you also see there's the 33 of Tony Raines and the 1 of Carrie Earnhardt. Both of these drivers just signed to their new rides, and now they are in the back of this pack. Jimmy Johnson out in front. Up in second, Tony Stewart. Jeff Gordon has made his way into the 3rd position, so Hendrick really starting to announce their presence here at Texas. Johnson pulling away. Stewart back in second. Jeff Gordon sitting in the 3rd position. And now Terry Labonte fighting off 2 of the Roush cars, Greg Biffle and Jeff Burton. That is for that 9th, 10th, and 11th spot. But what a run Hendrick has proven today. Brian Vickers starting to fall back. Just the inexperience on that 25 car is probably getting him stuck to that outside line a bit. We'll go back and talk about Vickers. There he is. He's dropped outside, now back to the 17th position. But still a pretty strong run for all 4 Hendrick cars. It could be a great day for that operation. Now Bobby Labonte, he was one of the drivers starting in the back. He just failed on qualifying. He was in via qualifying, but started this race in the 36th position. He's up back inside the top 20, so making moves towards the front. Kurt Busch and Dale Jr., they had to race their way in on their owner's points. Of course, Kurt Busch leads the owner's point standings. He is your points leader. Dale Jr. back in 4th, but those guys now inside the top 30 once again, as well as Sterling Marlin and the Lone Star number 40. He's back up there. Ricky Rudd's struggling at the back, as well as the rest of the field. You see Rusty Wallace, Boris Said, Derek Cope, and others. The battle up front starting to get big again. Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman right now nose to tail for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, with Mark Martin trying to catch up in 5th. We are 33 of 67 laps completed, so now we are halfway through this event here. I believe halfway through this event. And we're coming on through. Jeff Gordon back there, backing up to the 3rd position. Jimmy Johnson, you see the draft is important here. The top 5 nose to tail, and Stewart has caught Jimmy quickly. This could be a good battle for this race win. Further back, Elliott Sadler, Jamie McMurray, Greg Biffle, 3 underdogs. They haven't been up front all season long. Neither has Jeff Burton or Terry Labonte. They're up there is now Tony Stewart. Joe Gibbs racing against Hendrick. Battle for the race lead here into turn number 135 of 67 complete. And now Johnson, he's going to use that outside line, pulling back away from Tony just slightly down the back straightaway. Ryan Newman, he's going to duck out, look back to the inside of Gordon. But the outside line's been working for these Hendrick cars. Maybe it'll keep working for Jeff Gordon, and he will be able to hold off over Ryan Newman there. The outside line working very well for Johnson and Gordon. But Tony Stewart now starting to fight back again to the inside of Jimmy. Jimmy's going to get down there, throws the block, a great block on that 20. So the 2 top Chevy teams starting the battle. Look at the run Jeff Gordon just got. I think Jimmy slowed Tony up enough, and Gordon gains almost half a second, and now he's back into this battle. What a run by that 24 car of Jeff Gordon. Now he is right on the back of Tony Stewart coming off of the corner, looking for this 2nd position. What would be even better? Not even just a win for Hendrick today, but a 1-2 finish could be great. Heck, they could go 1, 2, 3, and 4 if they can bring Brian Vickers back up into this mix, where Vickers has kind of disappeared off the map now. But you see the Fords starting to work together. Mark Martin, Elliott Sadler, Jeff, and Greg Biffle, they are 6th, 7th, and 8th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th. They are trying to work together, get up there with the help of Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray, the other manufacturers, the Dodge and the Ford, trying to work together. As Jeff Gordon looking back to the inside of Tony Stewart. Jeff Gordon on that 24 now. Battle for 2nd. Can he make it work? And he will. He's going to edge ahead down the back straightaway. He will clear Tony Stewart. And now the 24 of Jeff Gordon pulling on by into the second position. Right now, Hendrick running first and second, but Jimmy Johnson, the one trying to pull away. Tony Stewart back in third. Ryan Newman fourth. Elliott Sadler clear into fifth. Greg Biffle now battling for sixth with Mark Martin and Jamie McMurray. That's seventh and eighth. Terry Labonte ninth. Jeff Burton 10th, and you see Matt Kenseth. He's now up to 11th. Great run there. Kevin Harvick, he started at the back too, and now this 29 car is up fighting for a top 10 spot. What a run these guys have been able to get driving through the field. Up front, it is pretty calm. I want to make sure I do not miss as many upfront battles as we look further back. There's Ward Burton, Dale Jarrett. Brian Vickers now seated in the 17th position. Matt Crafton fighting. There is Kurt Busch. He started this race 39th. He's up back into the top 20, so might not be a win for him, but still a strong run nonetheless. Battle now for that 15th position between Ward Burton, Dale Jarrett, Kevin Harvick going to move around Jeff Burton. That is for that top 10. That is for the 11th spot, I should say. Matt Kenseth now moving by teammate Mark Martin. That is for the 9th position. And up front now, Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. They're starting to battle. Gordon takes the race lead, but don't battle between each other. Here comes Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman back into the fight. Jimmy Johnson's going to use that outside line. Ryan Newman trying to bring the momentum on Tony, and now Gordon's going to be the one to pull away. Stewart now back battling Jimmy Johnson for the second position. Ryan Newman going to work together, and now Johnson, that's going to drop him to fourth. His tires might be going away early with how strong he was up front. Elliott Sadler fifth, Greg Biffle sixth, McMurray seventh, Terry Labonte eighth, but it is all Jeff Gordon now starting to pull away. We'll go to a wider shot so you can see the distance between the top 10 really. And right now the top 6, there you see that battle. The rest of the field, but Jeff Gordon pulling away the drafted course. Very strong at this track. We have 25 to go. Coming to 25 to go this time by, so it looks like we might have one more pit stop, one more pit cycle through this event, which could be interesting with green flag pit stops. They always seem to shake up these races. Newman is now into second. Tony Stewart back to third. Jimmy Johnson dropping to fourth. Sadler fifth. Biffle sixth. Battle for that 9th position between Matt Kenseth, Terry Labonte, Kevin Harvick, now Jeff Burton. All in that battle, 8th through 11th right there. Mark Martin and that 6 car has appeared to disappear off the back. You see Martin falling into the clutches of Bobby Labonte and Michael Waltrip now. But Terry Labonte getting shuffled to the outside line. It looks like those Hendrick cars that were in the back starting to kind of fade away in the long run, which could be good, could be bad, depending on what kind of pit cycle we have. But there you see the flyby here as they head into the corner. That is the distance between every car on this track. Brian Vickers, Kurt Busch right there. You also see Dale Jr., Sterling Marlin trying to pick it on up through the field. There is the rest as the back markers start to cycle on through Tony Raines. And there's Matt Kobaluk. The damage on the 09. He could be a threat to these drivers up front. That could be some lap traffic in there. As you see the distance between Kobaluk and Gordon, maybe about half of a straightaway. Ryan Newman now back into this battle. The Dodge team has been led by this young man, the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, in this 12 team, the Alltel Dodge for Roger Penske. Now it looks like he's going to start attacking all of the Chevys on his own. Now looking for that race lead away from Jeff Gordon, side by side once again, and Gordon's going to have to let him have it. It looks like Hendrick's team starting to kind of fade away in the late stages of this race. Could that be an issue? But still, Jimmy Johnson still up inside the top 5. Terry Labonte right now in the 10th position, and Brian Vickers is the one sitting outside of the top 15. But the battle up front, it's a 4-car battle. Make it 5 if Greg Biffle can get up there. But now Gordon going to look for the crossover on Ryan Newman. He's trying to get those Chevys to help him. Now Jimmy Johnson moves Tony up. It's going to be a 2x2 battle up front. Who's going to be able to win, that outside line or the inside line? The Hendrick Power versus Newman and Stewart. Jeff Gordon, I believe, was the one who led that lap. Yes, he did, and now Gordon takes the lead right back. Greg Biffle in that National Guard number 16. Let's go on board with him as he watches this battle up front. Now he's going to pull to the inside of Tony Stewart for the 4th position, as Gordon, Newman, and Johnson are the ones right now out in front. Stewart versus Biffle right now, and Stewart is going to get it on that outside line. It looks like Biffle let him have it, but a huge run by Tony. Let's flip to his onboard camera now as he's trying to chase down the top 3. And Elliott Sadler for Robert Yates Racing. What a run he's had today. Robert Yates has not really been the strong powerhouse like they were with Dale Jarrett back in the 90s. But Elliott Sadler for this 38 team, his second year on Robert Yates. He's up here in the 6th position. And Dale Jarrett, he won the pole at Darlington 2 weeks ago, faded back early. So Robert Yates has not had the best running. Pit stops are underway. Kenseth is the first one leading us down. Kevin Harvick, Michael Waltrip, Jeff Burton, Jeff Green, Casey Kane. So this is going to be the money stop right here. Whatever happens during this pit cycle is what will play out the rest of this race. Jeff Gordon pulling away from Ryan Newman, Johnson, Stewart, Biffle, and Sadler. It looks like Jimmy Johnson's going to be the one. Johnson playing some fuel strategy here. Will he be the one to stay out? As you see everyone else come down, it will be Jimmy Johnson staying out on this lap. So will Jamie McMurray, and a blue car that was unidentifiable from back that far. I'll try to get you that information. Mark Martin in that 6, he also stays out. Then you also see Dale Jr. playing a bit of a longer strategy. Jeremy Mayfield as well. Matt Kobaluk. JJ Yaley might have pitted already, because I don't think he was that far behind Matt Kobaluk, but this could be interesting to see what will happen. Now Jimmy Johnson's going to bring him down pit road. Let's go down and take a look at Jeff Gordon's pit stop as that's happening. And it will be 4 tires, but will anyone go for the 2-tire pit stops? Fuel only even, 2-tire pit stops, and no fuel only would really cost them in the long run, but Jeff Gordon leads them out. Ryan Newman's going to be behind him. Stewart there as well. Biffle, Bobby Labonte, he will beat both of the Robert Yates cars coming on out. So now Bobby Labonte could be in this mix at the end. Kurt Busch is going to pass with Matt Crafton, but now let's see, as the cars cycle around, there is Jeff Gordon in that 24. The distance back there, Matt Kenseth, he will be the driver now. Kenseth, a beautiful pit stop by his team. He's going to be the one battling up here in the top 5 now for Roush. He's going to clear Ryan Newman. Matt Kenseth up to the 2nd position after they all cycle through. But it's Jeff Gordon out in front as they come around. Where is Jimmy Johnson? There's Johnson now. This is going to be the battle for the win. Gordon versus Johnson coming on through. Coming off the corner. Here is Jimmy Johnson. Here is Jeff Gordon. This is the battle right here. Johnson will get past. So Gordon takes the lead. Kenseth 2nd. Looks like Newman 3rd. Johnson will be 4th. Kevin Harvick, just like at Darlington, his pit crew is going to give him a huge gain. Harvick now mark him in the 5th position as they come out. But there you see Gordon, Kenseth, Newman, Johnson, Harvick, Stewart, Biffle, Waltrip, Burton, and Bobby Labonte are now your top 10 here at Texas, and the rest of the field as they fly around. Brian Vickers stayed relatively the same. Kurt Busch lost some time. JJ Yaley picked up a lot. Ricky Craven now in the back. Boris Said as well. And the rest of the field as they go on by. Terry Labonte, horrid pit stop for him. He's now in the 40th position, and it looks like that 5 team just cost him everything. Jeff Gordon up in front. Battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. There it is. Kevin Harvick, he's now into the 4th position. Tony Stewart, he's going to have to fight pretty hard to get back up there. But now Matt Kenseth is going to be the one chasing down Jeff Gordon. There is Matt Kobaluk in that 09. He's dropping pretty far back as well. Ryan Newman in that 48, and Ryan Newman and the 48 are going to be battling for the 4th position. Tony Stewart back there in the 6th spot. But Jeff Gordon, the Pepsi Billion, number 24, looking to take home the victory here. He has 15 laps to hold him off. Can he do it is the question. Now you see Kevin Harvick in that 29, the closer in this KISS RCR Chevrolet. He's up into 3rd. He started so far back on the grid today, and now he could be the driver going up here to win this race. Could this be the 2nd time in a row his pit crew could give him a race win? Now to the inside of Matt Kenseth, side by side for the 2nd position, and Harvick makes real short work of it. It looks like Jeff Gordon might be a bit more scared now. Last time by, Harvick was 3/10 faster. He ran his best lap of the race, and he ran the best lap of the race last lap as he chased down Matt Kenseth. Kevin Harvick is coming. Huge gain on him. Harvick still 2/10 faster than Jeff Gordon. What did they put in that number 29 to rocket him now into a battle for the win? Ryan Newman 4th, Johnson 5th, Stewart 6th. It looks like that's all that's going to be the battle. Biffle back in 7th, Waltrip up to 8th. Bobby Labonte fighting Jeff Burton. That's for the 9th position. Then Mark Martin, McMurray, Jeff Green, Elliott Sadler, Dale Jarrett. That's your top 15. But we are watching this battle. 0.73 last time by, 0.85. So Gordon gained a little bit, but what will Matt Kobaluk do and that 09 to this battle? Jeff Gordon, it looks like he slowed down into the corner. You see Newman all over the back of Kenseth back there for that 3rd and 4th position. But can Jeff Gordon be the one to take it home? Hendrick, this is the best race they've had all season. What will Matt Kobaluk do to the Hendrick cars this time? He tries to throw the block on Gordon, but Gordon's going to drive right past him. And now Jeff Gordon, he has clean air for the rest of the way. There's Tony Raines in that 33. Remember, he's an RCR car. That could be an issue for Jeff Gordon if they want Kevin Harvick to win this race. Terry Labonte as well, Shauna Robinson, Derek Cope, Kyle Petty, the 5 cars at the back. Again, Shauna Robinson looked like this race would be great, and it looks like she's back here now battling with Terry Labonte. But Jeff Gordon, your race leader. The rest of that field, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th, all going to have to deal with Kobaluk now. Kobaluk lets Kevin Harvick by. Ryan Newman is going to just drive on by. Now Matt Kenseth and Jimmy Johnson. Kenseth drives on by. Jimmy Johnson drives on by. So the top 5 are going to be nice and clean past that 09 car of Matt Kobaluk. Tony Stewart in 6th. Bobby Labonte, he's now into 7th. If there was a caution, he could be a threat for this win. Mark Martin now passes Jeff Burton. Jimmy Johnson going to look for 4th on Matt Kenseth. Hendrick wants to get 2 top 5s. What a run that could be. But now Johnson trying to clear Kenseth side by side off the corner. 7 laps to go next time by. Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick, you see at the top left-hand corner of the screen, that is the distance that you guys are seeing between race leader Jeff Gordon and 2nd place Kevin Harvick. Harvick, that time by, gained a lot. He gained 3/10 on Gordon there. This is going to be a battle between at least these two coming to the end. We have 6 laps to go next time by. Newman 3rd, Johnson 4th, Kenseth 5th. Who's going to win here at the Samsung Radio Shack 500? Jeff Gordon remains out in front. Kevin Harvick trying to close in. If Kevin can get just a sniff of that draft, Gordon's race could be over. Harvick, another 2/10 shaved off. Ryan Newman trying to get in this battle. Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth do not count any of this top 5 out as they come off the corner. Newman drives it a little higher, trying to catch up to Harvick. Harvick looks like he lost some time off the corner, real slow going down the back straightaway. Now that backs Newman and Johnson back up to this 29. This is what Gordon wants to see. He wants to see them battle. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. What's he going to do around his fellow 2002 rookie Ryan Newman? Down to the inside on Newman. That's the side-by-side battle for 3rd. Newman on the outside. Harvick is going to keep 2nd for now. Here comes Jimmy Johnson right back up in that 48, and Harvick has lost 7/10 in the last 2 laps. Now Johnson down to the inside on Kevin Harvick. This is the battle for 2nd. Harvick will keep it on the outside. Kenseth up there in 4th now, but Jeff Gordon continuing to lead this race. Can he be the one to finally break that Hendrick losing streak this season of only 6 races in 2004? Still, it's been a struggling season so far for all of Hendrick Motorsports. Terry Labonte now sitting outside of the top 30 after a strong top 10 start. Brian Vickers sitting in the middle of the top 20. And now Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. Johnson will clear Harvick. It's a Hendrick 1-2 as they come around. 3 to go at Texas for Jeff Gordon. Kevin Harvick, it looks like the reason he was driving so fast was he was using up that equipment. Harvick now drops back to the 5th position. Newman and Kenseth are going to be the battle for the 3rd spot. Further back, a big battle as they're all trying to work their way around Matt Kobaluk, Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin, Greg Biffle, Michael Waltrip, all in that mix with McMurray and Burton sitting right behind. But the top 5 have pulled away. Coming around, 2 to go for Jeff Gordon at Texas. The lap car is above him. Tony Raines, Terry Labonte, Shauna Robinson should not be an issue for them as long as they don't crash each other. Coming down the back straightaway, we're coming to the white flag this time by. Johnson in 2nd. He has to defend over Matt Kenseth now, but Jeff Gordon coming out of turn 4 to receive the white flag in that Pepsi Billion Chevrolet. Coming around, white flag is out for Jeff Gordon. 1 lap to go at Texas. Gordon has had A strong car all race long. Pit stops were able to give him a bit of a cushion in the race lead. Kevin Harvick tried to pressure him at the end. Jimmy Johnson has launched away from Matt Kenseth. The struggles for Hendrick may just be over right here. Looking for a 1-2 finish for the first time this season off of turn number 4. Jeff Gordon finally wins at the Texas Motor Speedway. Bobby Labonte fought his way up to 7th. Right now, Elliott Sadler comes home 13th, 15th Dale Earnhardt Jr., a great move by him, and the top 20 go across right there, but it's Jeff Gordon finally breaking that Hendrick bad luck, and it'll be a 1-2 for Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson today at the Texas Speedway. What a race we had on our hands today. Multiple different leaders. Ryan Newman was a great one. If Kevin Harvick was able to keep that speed going till the end, he could have got up there and it would have been a battle for the race win, but it is Jeff Gordon in that 24 team taking home the victory. We'll get to the standings right here. Jeff Gordon comes home with the race win with Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Matt Kenseth 3rd, Ryan Newman 4th, and Kevin Harvick 5th. Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, they come home 6th and 7th, inverted how I said that. Mark Martin 8th, Greg Biffle 9th, and Michael Waltrip 10th. A great day for Ward Burton coming home 18th. Sterling Marlin comes home 20th after starting at the back of the pack. But a heartbreak race for Terry Labonte, Shauna Robinson, Kyle Petty, Andy Hillenberg. They all started higher than usual, and they dropped right at the end. Brendan Gaughan comes home 28th. The rest of Hendrick with Brian Vickers 23rd. Kurt Busch was not able to get out of the back all race long, and he comes home 22nd. Thank you guys all for watching the Samsung Radioshack 500 here at Texas, and we'll see you guys next week at the Martinsville Motor Speedway for that race. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.